Hi, readers. Welcome back to Goddess Garden Book Chat. If you're returning to the book club, I'm so happy you came back. Got a great selection for you this week, and I've done some really deep diving to make it an interesting show. If you're new to the book club, I'm glad that you're here. Know that this is a place where we discuss every genre, every weirdness, and every type of pleasurable openness that you can find inside of a good novel. I invite you to join me on Discord if ever you want to be a part of the book chat. I don't necessarily respond to the other social pages where you might find me because it gets a little overwhelming and I'm managing the book club. It's just me. So I'm trying to keep it as centralized as possible so that we can have a productive time and a productive chat and talk about some of the great stuff that's going on. So without further ado, let's get started. And you know how we start with our theme song. Let's get it, people. Okay, I think that's giving everybody a chance to get into position so that we can go ahead and get the club started. And as always, we start by reading out loud the club motto, or I don't know, I guess you would say it's my personal mission statement, so that everybody knows exactly what they're going to enjoy when they come to Goddess Garden Book Chat. So, without further ado, be comfortable, be welcome, be aware. Topics discussed in this book club include nonfiction stories, biographies, thrillers, shifters, assassins, romances, mercenaries, captives, paranormal entities, motorcycle club life, aliens, and billionaires gone wild. From basement dungeons to other worlds, I will read them all and share my thoughts in this safe space. Now, I always start by making sure you understand that I do script the show and I keep my script in front of me. It's sort of out of view of you, but it's right here below. So when you see me or you see my eyes do a dip dive, it's because I'm referring to the notes so that I don't waste any of your time and I get in as much as I can about the book. I try not to do spoilers, but I also want you to understand that as a book club, we are dissecting the work. We're not recommending the book. As a club member, you know about a week or two ahead of time what's coming your way. Should you want to read the book, that's fantastic. If it's not for you and you want to be a part of the club anyway, you're always welcome. So let's start with well, let me back up. Before we get into the book, I want to take a minute to share with everybody. You remember my dear friend and compadre? This is where my library used to live. I realized very painfully that I was operating with tech that was a tad bit behind the times. But that being said, I took the time and I made the investment and I stepped up my game. So my library is still intact, but my tech game came up tremendously visually. Man, I can't say enough about where I'm at with this particular device. Excuse me. So without further ado, what I'd like to first do is say goodbye to this particular item. served me well. A couple of years, I think I had this device, but you will not see it again. This is the Emporium. And in this particular Emporium, we're going to be talking about this book. Oh my gosh, of course it went somewhere. I told it not to go. Okay, this is what we're going to be talking about. I hope you can see it. The name of the title is Payday, and it's by Reshonda Tate Billingsley. This is one of the first times I've read something by this author, and it's also got a Richelle Denise included as an author in the title of who created this work. So if you two wonderful people collaborated to make this, I am uber thankful. I really enjoyed it. Um, the book came out in 2015 and it's 244 written pages if you've enjoyed it as a written book. But like me, I'm all audio. Even written books, I found a way to make audio. So I'm always listening to books. So without any further ado, let me go through the synopsis of the book so that you get an idea of what Payday is all about. And then we're going to get into it. One little ticket is about to change 4 lives. But is it for the better or for the worse? When the office lotto pool lands the winning ticket for 4 friends, each will embark on journeys that change their lives forever. Now, imagine as you walk this journey with me, we've all been in that particular setting in real life where somebody comes along and it's either Super Bowl Sunday or it's the biggest lottery pool in existence and everybody's putting money in. Now, in this situation, this is exactly how it happens. Well, let me back up. They are consistently playing this. It's not a event driven or a high stakes driven let's play the lottery. They have been playing consistently. I don't know if it's monthly or weekly that they buy a ticket, but they are a group of originally 5 players. And those players are Angelique, Terrence, Janine, Raquel, and Owen. Now, Owen decides at the beginning of this story that this is a waste of his money. He's not going to participate anymore. So I would say it would appear between 2 to 3 months before this lottery ticket becomes success that he has backed off. Now, these 4 people get this money together. And let me just give you a background because what we're going to do when we discuss this book is we're going to break down how it impacted each character. And that includes Owen. When it starts and they're putting the pool together, they're at work and Terrence is coming in and he's really kind of dragging. He's not really feeling it because Terrence just got married. He feels that he got married, if for lack of a better term, under duress. The woman that he's married to loves him dearly, and it was by hook or by crook getting him to the altar, and successfully did that. And instantly, she is enforcing mandatory changes. She wants the budget to change. She wants how they hang out together to change. Your friends are my friends, change. And because they both work at the same company, Clearcast Cable Company, and it's located in Texas, in Houston, Texas, as a matter of fact, they were working different shifts before they got married. But Sheree decides, we need to be carpooling and saving all that gas money because we're a married couple. So I want to be there when you're there. So all of this is the pressure Terrence is feeling when they all sort of huddle together and decide, are we getting our lottery ticket? And as Terrence is putting his money in, up comes Sheree and she's like, can we even afford to be doing that? I thought we talked about all the decisions. So it's that kind of energy that she's bringing. But he goes in because, you're new. I've been doing this, is his mindset. They purchased the ticket. While this is going on, Raquel is about to be called into her boss's office because while I believe it's Angelique goes off to buy the ticket, Raquel has to sit down and hear how she's been found out for embezzlement within the company. She has created a avenue of funds that have given both her the opportunity to take care of a very sick loved one and bumping up her lifestyle a little bit. That included buying a house. This is how much money over time that Raquel has been pilfering from the coffers. And she gets caught. And she does the march of shame through the office in cuffs because you're being charged with a crime. So while that's going on, you also have Janine, who's sort of pulled back. Her energy's a little low because her husband told her the night before, I'm not going to stay with you. I'm going to leave you for this lovely, young, enthusiastic girl that I would rather spend time with. And she has a son. He's not sick or anything, but she has a son who is instantly not understanding why he's leaving. Is it mommy's fault? So this is all of the pot. Oh, I'm sorry, I left out Angelique. Oh, let's not leave out Angelique. Angelique is a beautiful girl who is a plus size woman. It's not clear how thick she is, but she is not happy within herself about how she looks externally. Now, she is engaged to somebody who thinks the world of this woman. You are beautiful as a human being. I think your outward appearance is beautiful. Everything about you is amazing. But in her head and in her heart, this girl is super unhappy with how she looks. So the ticket is purchased and the ticket wins. Angelique is the one that goes around from one ticket holder to the other to break the news. And they're receiving this in different ways. Now, Terrence is receiving it as, I just got married and I won the lottery. And Angelique and Raquel and Janine, they all agree with Terrence. We need to see how many other tickets have won before we even get excited about how much money. Turns out they are the sole four winners, and it's for $62 million. And they're going to divide that between four people, and they're going to take the lump sum and bounce. They're not going to do the long-term payment. So let's break down the impact of instant wealth on people who are personally conflicted. And we're going to start with Terrence and Sheree because by far they were the most interesting. Again, Terrence is not really feeling how he wound up married, though he knows Sheree is really into him. So he doesn't tell her at first. I want to say for a minute, he doesn't tell her he's won the lottery. The reason it comes up is they're out to dinner. This was, quote unquote, his opportunity to share it with her. They run into Owen. And Owen is feeling some type of way. I understand we won the lottery. Keyword we. And Terrence is looking at Sheree like, I don't know what you're talking about. So they go to the table and he tries to explain to her, yes, in fact, I mean, I didn't want to tell him, but yeah, in fact, we are millionaires. We're rich. Her instant response is not only anger, it is betrayal. Because for you to not divulge that means instantly the way that you perceive our relationship and this new marriage is one that is not fitting into how you see this newfound wealth you find yourself having. So she gets upset and she leaves. And she doesn't just leave, she leaves him. And get this, I don't want your money. You got this money. You were secretive about it, so go be with your money. And oddly, Terrence is not pissed off about this. He's not feeling some type of way. He starts living his best life. It goes without saying that everyone has left their job at the cable company because other than Raquel, everybody else was in customer service. What makes it clear that they're the winners is that they all quit like at the same time, which then inspires Owen to feel some type of way. So Terrence is just living it up, but he's not happy because in the back of his mind, he realizes that the reason he got married is that he actually does care about this woman. And this lifestyle of frivolity and balling out of control every chance you get gets old real quick and it's expensive. Case in point, he finds himself one night hooking up with a woman he does not know, has never seen before, and uh, gets robbed. Wakes up, she's taking everything. Okay, everything. When I say everything, he left there in the hotel room. So in the lobby, half the people were laughing and half the people were looking at it crazy. And he realizes that this wealth is not what it's cracked up to be. So I need my wife back. He goes and tries to get Sheree back. Takes her, no, he brings her to his newfound home. He has a chef prepare this amazing dinner. He's trying to woo her. Baby, you don't understand. It's just me and you. I will do anything. And her issue is okay, well, even though we were apart, even though I was feeling really hurt by what you did, I was never unfaithful to you. So while you were out spending your money and having all this fun, I just want to be clear. We both had the same mentality. We were married. Oh, baby, no, I didn't cheat on you. I would never. Right as the souffle is being served, ding dong. Not only does the girl who robbed him come back, why is she pregnant? Because she said, I found out my new baby daddy got a payday. So where's my room at? Um, that's how the lottery impacted Terrence. Let's talk about Janine. Hmm. Now, when Janine realizes she's got all this money, Angelique and Raquel remind her that, yeah, your husband may have left you 2 days ago, but he's going to get half. And she processes instantly that that means that that girl you left me for is going to be spending my money, living it up on my dime. So I'm feeling sort of a type of way about that. You don't get to keep that money. You don't get to even know about that money because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call my cousin. And my cousin is going to claim the money. And I'm not even going to sign my name on anything. That way, if you try to come at me and you try to sue me, I ain't got nothing. I'm not going to buy no new furniture. I'm not going to change my lifestyle. Really, I don't need anything. I'm going to just have my cousin break me off a little bit. Let him run. So she turns it over to her cousin. If I have to explain what happens next, you're not a reader. Nor are you a person who watches any type of fiction film because you know he took off with that money. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? But he doesn't disappear. He just leaves and then pops up, leaves and then pops up. And every time you see him, fly as he want to be. New benzo, new clothes. She went to go talk to her auntie at one point, his mother. Why when you don't leave the house except to go to the store, do you have a fur sable coat over there on the? Oh, my son, he bought me this beautiful coat. He's been so good to me because he's spending my money. We had an agreement. I thought that you were supposed to lay low. Well, Darnell not only doesn't lay low, he hooks his girlfriend up with a car, and she's complaining because it wasn't the car she wanted. I mean, it's nice and everything, but that ain't what I wanted. Girlfriend doesn't know about the money, doesn't know about the arrangement because Darnell is smart enough not to tell anybody that this ain't even my money. I'm spending her money. All of this so that she doesn't have to give her soon to be husband a dime. The fly in the ointment is on. Ding dong. Again, her we won the lottery. Where's my money? You on that Rihanna look. I'ma need my money. Run me my money. However you want to qualify it. He is on a one note mission. Didn't put in, but you know I was good for it. You know I was there. I mean, we were a group. Just because I stopped kicking in don't mean I wanted. And actually, at one point, did talk about do we need to cut Owen in, which was a hard and instant no. So you're not getting a dime. So when he pops up on Denise, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you need to move around with all of that. So Owen's like, okay, okay. Well, when I looked it up, I saw a trust collected. And somehow he figured out through the way that they named the trust that it included her cousin. Either you cut me in or I'm going to tell your husband how you hid the money. You can't prove that I did that. So Janine is feeling like, do what you got to do. Look around you. I have no money. So Owen leaves, and Darnell is out living his best life with his girlfriend until Darnell runs afoul of a dope deal. Because how do you want to take your money and make it bigger instantly with no skill, no investment, no time, and no education on how to really grow money? You want to flip a bag. And this is his bright idea. I'm going to get this dope. I'm going to flip it over here. We're going to double up because I got to connect. I know the streets. I can get this done. So if you know the streets, why did you get robbed before you made the move with any of the dope? Why did they take all the dope? And see, they want their money. We don't care about anything except when you took this 10 crack commandments, you got this saying you was going to give me this back. I'm going to need you to give me my money. Who does he call? Janine. Well, he calls his girlfriend who goes to get Janine. We got to help Darnell. We got to get Darnell. He's being held for ransom. So Darnell starts divulging that he got stacks of cash all over town. You got to go to my mama's house, and you got to go over here, and there's some money buried right there. So she goes and she gets all of this, gives it, and gets Darnell free. Now, again, he does and has been giving her allotments of money. So she's got a little stash of her own. But Owen makes good on his threat. And in the eyes of the law, once they are aware, because you know the first thing her husband did was say, oh, oh, it's like that. Okay. Not only did he get the law involved, they did what they always do, which was according to the legal system. You know what it is when you win the lottery and you marry. So you know what the king is. So then let's move on to Raquel. When they go to tell Raquel, she's at home crying and feeling some type of way because she's been caught embezzling money. And she is a child who is up for a kidney transplant. He is very, very, very sick. Let me see if I have in my notes what he is sick from. But regardless of that, he is due to have surgery, and she doesn't know how she's going to pay for it. You know, she's got this new I won't say lavish lifestyle, but it's a step up that it's going to take a little money and income to do. So when she realizes she's won the lottery, the first thing that she's thinking is, I got to get an attorney and I got to talk to the president of the company because they can't put me in jail. I can't be away from my child. So in her mind, now that I have this money, I'm in a position to negotiate, even though I stole from this person. Her son does get the transplant. He does get healthier. She also has a daughter, by the way. And her attorney makes it very clear to her, do not contact the president of the company you stole from. Do not contact Clearcast. Let us work this deal. You may have to do a little jail time, but let us try and reason with this gentleman. But of course, Raquel is desperate because her son needs her. And she's operating from this emotional place of, if I go away and I'm not there and anything happens, and who's going to take care of him, this place. So she does the unconscionable, which is she offers up a check of restitution well above what she took. Now, even though this is fiction, it's based in the understanding that you walk up to a CEO and you let him know you got paper and you stole from him, and not only can he can prosecute you with company money, which means long-term lawyers bearing down on you indefinitely. So you going to court is pointless. This is what I tell you what. Since your son is better, got his surgery and all that's taken care of, we'll leave you enough to live on for 2 months. Give me the rest. Let's move on to Angelique. Again, this is a girl who is a beautiful human being, but she doesn't believe it. So the first thing she does is she gets surgery. And she gets surgery and she starts to lose weight and she starts to see the woman she wanted to be reflected back at her in the mirror. Clothes, hair. Now she's going out more. Her and her friend are doing things. They're hanging out. And one particular event where she's hanging out, she meets an NBA player. He pays her a compliment that blows her away. Thinking she is available, he pursues hitting on her and she's receptive to it. Now keep in mind, this isn't just a boyfriend she has back at home. This is a fiance. She gets involved with an NBA player because she's able to afford the kinds of luxury items that make her appear she should be in this circle of people. So she can play this part well, and because she's had this surgery, she's feeling her most beautiful self. So she's indulging in some wonderful side relationship, and she's constantly lying to her fiance. Now, as with any professional athlete in North America, usually their events are televised, because they're professionals and we pay and cheer and support. So if he's in the NBA, chances are his game is going to be on TV. And your dude was watching the game. So when you came home after living your best life, where you told him you were dealing with a sick relative, and when he called you and played the part that I got to go because I got to get back in here, I got to make sure she has what she needs. He's already got a bag packed. I'm just staying here to let you know that I thought you were a beautiful person until you became this person, this liar, this shallow being. I hope you are happy. I hope that things are going your way because I'm out. Don't go. Yeah, right. Don't go. Yeah, I'm out. Two relationships flushed down the toilet, millions in your bank account. So she's thinking, well, I have this relationship and I'm just going to invest in this relationship with the NBA player. And she goes back over to his house and he's happy to see her. Come on in, baby, let's kick it. Have you met her? Oh, we can get into some things, the three of us. Why don't you get comfortable? And she starts freaking out like, whoa, um, I thought it was just me and you. He said, no, 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 you couldn't have thought that. Because I've never told you that. Because I've made it clear from the jump it wasn't about that. We're just having fun, right? So since we're having fun, she wants to have fun, I want to have fun. Are you down to have fun? So Angelique is now realizing she's in way over her head. And she leaves the situation. She leaves the NBA player. She's done. She's out. And she goes crying to her friends, and they're all commiserating on how each has unbelievably screwed up their life. And of the four ticket holders, the one who's come out more on top than any of the others is Raquel, the embezzler. Because once she paid off her boss and skated jail and got her son healthy, her life went back to life as normal. She didn't really lose anything because it was, think of it as found money. Can't miss what you never had. Didn't force him to sell the house she was living in. And again, my family's doing okay. And there's a character, a sort of a side character that portrayed by her mother, that tells her all the time that you're so much better off than you think you are. You're so blessed. You wouldn't believe how many people would look at where you're at in life, regardless of money, and be jealous. So when you really go through this story, and I've left so much out, and really it's a lot of comedy as much as it is anything else. The story has a lot of highs and lows, but it constantly makes you put yourself in a position, if you ever played a lottery anywhere or a game of chance or the office pool, what would actually happen when it came down to, this is what I have going on in my life, and I'm going to introduce a amount of money and throw it on top of it. And it leads me to the kinds of emotions that come out of reading a book like this, because a lot of these were self-imposed targets that the winners placed on themselves. They weren't in good places, and so when they became millionaires, their motivations were so out of alignment with what it takes to really be a winner, meaning work hard and be rewarded by getting something that has value to you. I don't think any of them valued what they received. And it was so telling in the Terrence Sheree incident, because no, he didn't lose his money, but he wound up ultimately losing Sheree. Uh, and it's disheartening. It's hard to see these people fall apart. I generally always like to close a book review with a quote, and my favorite quote comes from Owen, and I'm going to read it. Owen says this to Janine when he shows up to ask for where his money is. I think it's foul how y'all cut me out. I always play the lotto with y'all. And it's wrong for you guys to cut me out just because I didn't play that week. We should have been in this together. You know I deserve a cut of that money. That describes his character in a nutshell. And this is how he constantly pops up throughout the book. It's almost comical because you would ask yourself, how would you feel if this were actually happening to you? And the pool stayed intact, but a couple of people broke off, and now they're chasing you down because they figured out you're holding the bag. Oh, such an awful scenario. And all I can hear, there's a skit that Dave Chappelle did where he was pretending to be Rick James talking to Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy about giving them some money. This fool kept screaming that at me. Should have never gave you that money. They should have gave you that money. Nobody handled this money well. It's very telling because you always hear the horror stories of what happens to people when they win the lottery. But to read through how it can truly destroy the fabric of everything you've built over time, and there is no solace with what you have because it wasn't earned, it was found, very jarring. It makes you wonder, do you really want to play? Do you really want to win? Where's your life at when you play this game? That, in a nutshell, is Payday by Reshonda Tate Billingsley. And we're going to go to our ratings as we close out the show. And for me, this was a 4. This was a cheers, 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 because I was in this book as well as within my own head outside of the book. I still am, with the possibilities of real world players having a good time playing the lottery. Before we close out, I do want to let you know about, I do have a guest in every show, and I think I should introduce the guest. And I'm going to start being better about that. This particular show, we are having this guest, a delicious cup of tea. I love loose tea, and I've discovered this wonderful place. And right now, this is a delicious oolong that I have been enjoying for about 2 weeks now. And so this is the guest for this show. I hope you have a delicious guest that you're enjoying. And I hope that you're up for the next book club meeting. We're going to talk about The Grand Hotel by Scott Kennemore. And just to let you know, this is a hotel where nobody checks out. So I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll be ready to talk about The Grand Hotel. And in closing, let's all leave this with our focus on what's out there and return with what books can be found. And we're going to bookmark this chapter and we're going to say bye-bye till the next time. I'll see you later. Bye.